Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Liz and I have some Dollar Tree DIYs for you today, so let's go ahead and jump on in. For this first DIY, I'm going to grab some caulk that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I'm also going to grab one of these metal baskets, metal planters that you can also get from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start putting caulk all over the outside of my planter. You're going to want a pretty thick layer of this on your metal basket. So I'm just using my finger to kind of smooth it all out. I'll add more, smooth it out, and I'm going to do that over the entire outside of our planter, just making sure to get it as thick as I possibly can. I probably could have gone even a little bit more thick than I did, but this was the very first time that I tried this, so I was kind of just winging it and seeing what worked. So after I get all of that caulk on the entire outside of our planter, so I'm going to take the back of a paintbrush and I'm going to go in circular motions all over my planter and in the caulk. I wanted it to have a cool design to it, so this is what I came up with, and I'm just doing it randomly. I'm not doing it in any sort of pattern. So you can see I'm just taking that paintbrush and swirling it around. If the caulk started coming off of the planter, I just kind of mixed it around a little bit more to kind of cover up that tin. And I'm just going to do this same technique over the entire thing until it looks the way that I want it to. And then as you can see, as my paintbrush pulls up, it kind of pulls the caulk with it. So I just took the end of my paintbrush and kind of dabbed those down so I didn't have like little spikies all over my planter. And then I left that to dry overnight, and in the morning I took this metallic Rust-Oleum spray paint in gold, gave it a good couple of coats. I filled it with some lamb's ear from Walmart and some of my Sola wood flowers, and that is it for this DIY.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up and we just sing along.
If you guys are new here, hey, my name's Liz and I love everything DIY and crafting. If that's something that you enjoy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and become a part of my little crafting family. So a huge announcement today, my website is going to go live this Sunday, March 21st. You guys, I am so excited to share my website with you. So here is a little sneak peek. I will have all of my craft kits available for purchase along with my new spring line. I am so excited for you guys to see. My website will go live the same time my video goes out on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. I am so excited for it to finally be done and be up where you guys can go shop my craft kits. Keep an eye out for that. Stay tuned for Sunday's video. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. For this next DIY, I took two signs from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take a large popsicle stick and I'm going to use some hot glue to attach these signs together. Now I'm going to flip it to the other side. I'm going to fill in those holes using some spackle from the Dollar Tree, and then once that's dry, I'm going to give this entire sign one good coat of my Waverly chalk paint in white. And then once that is all good and dry, I'm going to take this stencil that I picked up from the Dollar Tree and I am going to stencil this over 3/4 of the entire sign. So I just used some painter's tape to hold it down and then also to cover the parts that I didn't want accidentally stenciled on there. Since those patterns are pretty close to each other, I wanted to make sure that I didn't accidentally get those in there. So I just covered up everything that I didn't want stenciled, and then I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in mineral and an old makeup brush because I didn't have any kind of stenciling brush at the moment. So I'm just going to stencil that all on there. Now I didn't want this perfect, so I was kind of messy with it, kind of used, you know, more paint here and less paint there. and I just did this over 3/4 of the entire sign. I would just line my stencil back up with the previous part that I had stenciled and go at it again. And I did about 3 across per row. So in total, I want to say I did 9 of these stencils across the entire sign. And then I just left the bottom portion white. And it will make more sense in a minute why I left that white. I kind of wanted that color block look to it. And then I'm also going to add something else to this sign. So I picked up this shelf for $1.49 at my local Goodwill. I'm going to take the hardware off the back, just those sawtooth hangers that have some screws in them. I'm going to remove those, remove all the other stickers and gunk that's on it. And then I'm going to go in with my Waverly chalk paint in Agave. I have been obsessed with this color lately, so I'm going to go through and paint this entire shelf in this color, making sure to get all the little nooks and crannies that are in there, and I just gave it one good coat of this. And then once I have it all painted, I'm going to take some hot glue and I am going to glue my shelf down to my sign right in the middle where the pattern ends and the white starts. And then I also took my staple gun to the back to secure my shelf to the sign even more. Now I'm going to add a wreath to this. I just took some of this burlap ribbon that I got from burlapfabric.com and I'm just going to hot glue the ribbon to the back of the sign, and that is it for this DIY.
And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever, forever.
For this last DIY, I'm going to take some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to unravel the entire thing. It comes in 3 pieces, so with 1 piece of nautical rope, you can unwind it and get 3 strands. I'm going to take a mason jar. I just had this left over in a pack that I think I picked up from Joann's last year, but you can find jars like this at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to start hot gluing that nautical rope all around my entire jar. So I just started at the bottom, and then I'm just going to wrap the nautical rope around and around and around until I get to the very top. I would have to hot glue probably the entire bottom portion of it, and then as I got around to the middle, I didn't have to use as much hot glue. I could just wrap it around and then hot glue the end. And then when I would come to ends where I needed to add more nautical rope, I would just hot glue both ends right together, and then I would continue wrapping my nautical rope around and around until I got to the very top. And then once I got to the very top, I did add another layer of nautical rope on top of the lip of the jar, so you weren't going to see the very edge of the top of the jar. And then I just took the remaining nautical rope and hot glued it down inside of the jar. Now I'm going to make some tassels using some white string. You can get string or yarn from the Dollar Tree. And I just cut out this little template and I basically just measured out 3 inches, cut a little notch in the middle, and then use that as my template for my tassels. I just did it out of cardboard. So I just wrapped it around about 16 times, and then I will take some more string and wrap it around the top portion of my tassel, tie a double knot, and that's it. It's really easy to make these types of tassels, and I made 5 of these. And then once I've got all of them made, I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to cut all the loops and then give it a little haircut. Make sure the bottom of the tassels are all nice and even. And then I'm going to take another piece of string and I am going to string all 5 of my tassels onto it. And then once those are all stringed on, I am going to wrap these around my jar, and I just tied a double knot in the back. Then I just messed with the arrangement a little bit, kind of tried to get them all evenly spaced. I'm going to flip my tassels over so that I can wrap some string around the jar multiple times. I just kind of wanted a messy look around the jar. Once I have it the way I like it, I tie another double knot to secure the string in place, and that's it for this DIY. I think it turned out really cute. I just added some florals that I have inside there, but really you could add whatever you wanted in this jar, and this is how it turned out.
I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together?
And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite project was in the comments down below. Don't forget to keep an eye out for Sunday's video, where you will be updated when my website is live and you can get a sneak peek into my spring collection. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?